Hello, hello. So, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to this amazing channel where we'll be discussing Swisstronic. This is a leading layer one blockchain that we'll be talking about today. Now, so many of you are already familiar with what Swisstronic is, but I'm not going to pay attention to that at the moment, but rather we'll be looking at why they launch on Cosmos SDK. This is very important. Now you may want to ask, how come they didn't launch on Ethereum? How come they didn't launch on Canado? How come they didn't launch on Bitcoin or whatever that you may think of? Why did they choose to launch on Cosmos SDK? I think this session will actually answer that question. All right, before we begin, just a little brush up of what Sistronic is built in. Okay, is a layer one solution. Now get this once again, as you can see right there, Sistronic is a layer one solution that is built on Cosmos SDK framework, and it aims to combine the benefits of the Ethereum virtual machine, that is the EVM, with the underlying infrastructure provided by the Cosmos SDK. So we are going to look at the underlying infrastructure that is provided in Cosmos SDK that makes Swistronic to go for Cosmos SDK. But first of all, layer one solution. Sometimes you may want to ask, what is layer one solution? Okay, this will make you understand that Swistronic is not, a learner in the blockchain. They are trying to be pioneers in the blockchain. Now, layer one solution is actually, a base protocol. It's like an underlying blockchain network itself. It is the foundational layer that enables the creation and validation of blocks, smart contracts, and transactions. What does that mean? It means um Swisstronic, they are like a foundational network where other networks will launch their own projects on Swisstronic. Isn't that amazing? And Swisstronic is actually designed to be self-sufficient. So that means Swisstronic is self-sufficient, it can stand alone, is capable of processing transactions and executing smart contracts without relying on another blockchain or external infrastructure. This is amazing. Okay, so that is what Swisstronic aims to achieve. Being a foundation, does not depend on any external infrastructure or blockchain. you know this is important, and that's the reason they have to choose Cosmos SDK. So now let's begin. What are the three important things that gives Swistronic the advantage as they launch in Cosmos SDK? Now, number one is very important: scalability. Oh, scalability cannot be overemphasized when it comes to network. Scalability is actually key. Okay, scalability is actually key. Now, what is scalability? Let me use my own way to actually explain what scalability is so that you know. Now, scalability is like, a blockchain network having the ability to increase the volume of transaction, data, users, without compromising its performance, security, or decentralization. This is actually crucial. Now, what does this mean? It means that Swistronic can process more transactions per second, meaning thousands, hundreds, billions, millions of transactions per second without being hanged or without breaking down. You get? That's important. And then you can support a large number of users and applications. So no matter the number of developers that want to develop their apps on Swistronic, they are good. Whether they are billions, Swistronic can sustain all of them because of the scalability. Okay, and then it reduce transaction processing time. You can imagine you want to transfer a coin or token, and then it's taking 30 minutes. Oh, come on, that cannot happen with Swisstronic. It cannot happen. It will be very fast because of its scalability. Okay, and then it can handle increased data storage and transfer, and then overall it will improve network efficiency. So this is the reason Swisstronic had to choose Cosmos, because of scalability. Okay, and then that's actually one. Then the other one which we are looking at is interoperability. Now this is important, as you may ask, because you are going to have a lot of smart contracts, you are going to have a lot of apps, you are going to have a lot of projects being developed in Swisstronic. Then I think there is also a necessity for these smart contracts to integrate, to interconnect with each other, without having a breakdown to switch from this chain to another, or to switch from this app to another. They need to be a seamless interconnection, and that is the reason we are looking at the interoperability of Cosmos SDK and choose to launch on it. So it's important. Okay, why does now this interoperability facilitates collaboration and expanding the possibilities for decentralized applications. This feature will be implemented in testnet 2.0. Okay, so stay tuned, get ready, because it will be implemented, which means that you can interact with many smart contracts, app projects on Swisstronic. Very important. Now the last of it all is security. Now for sure that security is paramount in any project. Is actually the key, because what is the need developing a smart contract, or launching a layer 2 project on Swisstronic, and then there is no security? It is like the whole work is in vain. All right, even in the normal wallet that you use. Okay, if your crypto wallet seems to be porous, okay, and then it's vulnerable to scammers and hackers, that means all the coins that you ever have in your wallet will be drained by scammers and hackers. So it's actually important that security is a foundation, and that is what Swisstronic looked at when it was launching on Cos SDK. So I'm very positive that you are convinced that the choice of Swisstronic launching on Cosmos SDK is actually key for a competing network. you know a very competitive, and I bet you Swisstronic is going to overtake any other network that you ever thought of, any other layer one, the Ethereum, the Canado, the bit we are going to overtake them. So that's the reason we have to choose the best for this launch, and I'm sure you are convinced that we're on the right path. All right, so see you next time in our channel, as we also delve into more important topics on Swisstronic. Have a nice day. Bye for now.